About a week ago, this Aqualisa shower stopped working properly. I was just in the middle of using the thing, and then all of a sudden there was a loud buzzing that started coming from the control unit in the loft, and the water flow just got really bad. And then 2 minutes later, the pump just cut out. The shower was still, the lights on the shower were still on, and water was coming out, but there was, no pressure at all. Every time I turn it on now, you get about 2 minutes worth of shower before the pump cuts out again, which is quite annoying, to be fair. So this is what happens. Even with the boost on, the flow is just terrible. And you can hear the buzzing coming from the control unit in the loft. So today's job is to try and find out what is going wrong with this thing and can we fix it. So this is the control unit for the shower. First thing I'm going to need to do is get inside and have a look. So let's do that. There's one screw here. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to shut the power off to it now. There's the fuse pulled out. Don't know why that light's still on. The power is disconnected. It just must be a bit of residual. Okay, there we go. Right, so that pump does turn over fairly easily. Okay, so the pump's turning over quite easily, so given that, and it's pretty warm considering it was only on for 30 seconds. Right, I'm going to go and switch it on. You can see there's no shake on the shaft or play in the shaft as it rotates. Brushes are okay, and there's a lot of heat now coming off that motor. It just doesn't look like it's spinning fast enough either. So I'm going to guess there's a short in the winding somewhere, but we'll get it out and have a look. This motor is way too hot for how long it was just running there. So to get this out, don't imagine much water is going to come out of this, as it's all drained through this shower head. Okay, 2 screws here. Okay, I think that might need to loosen as well. Another screw. Yeah, there. I'm just now lifting both units together. Okay, so that's just push fitted with an O-ring. That was the earth from there. Knife. Okay. Just tip the water out of that. Okay, let's go and take this apart, have a look. Because of the way this failed, and the rotor still turns quite easily, the failure being sudden, I'd be more suspicious that there's been a failure in the windings. So that's the first thing I'm going to test. So, just to give myself a mark. I'm just testing the resistance of the windings through the commutator bars. So each of the windings is tested this way, and all you're looking for is the variation in resistance. So they should all be pretty close, and if you see any that are, you know, quite far out, either too high or too low, it's either a short or it's a burnt out wire or burnt out insulation. So as you can see, they were about 6.87, and then there was this one at 4.94, so that was obviously way off, and a pretty good indication that that's a damaged armature winding. So I ordered the replacement pump from eBay, which has now arrived. Okay, so really not expecting the entire box unit. I was just expecting a motor. So this is going to be quite easy to replace as it comes as a whole unit. I mean, the armature is very rough looking. Otherwise it looks okay, it turns freely. Right. Okay, so back in the loft now, and just comparing these two units. Someone's obviously just sawn through this one, so I assume they're just giving you this casing to package the motor while it's being shipped. So let's get this one out. It's got an O-ring, nice. Okay, so instead of pulling all that cabling out, we'll just remove this one. So black goes to bottom right with the pump facing down, white top left, and the earth just on the side. Get that out of the way now. So check the O-rings there, yep, that all looks good. Gonna need to lift this out a bit. O-ring just does not want to seem to go in. Okay, so let's make sure that's in properly. Yep, screw it down. Okay, so before putting the lids back on, let's just check it actually all works. Turn the power back on. The servos for the hot and cold water making that noise. Okay, let me go and turn it on. Okay, so that sounds like it's spinning properly, and it's spinning much faster as well. Now let's go and get the airlock out of the system. Okay, so when I turn it on in the bathroom now, pump's much quieter. But obviously there's a new problem. Oh no. Yeah, okay, that's looking pretty good. I would say that is fixed. Now, just put the covers back on the control unit. Noise. So, that worked out quite well in the end. Instead of the £290 for a refurbished one of the entire processing unit on eBay, that motor was bought for, I think, £70. And it all seems to work absolutely fine. So, yeah, pretty happy with that. Saved some money. And it works. Right, that's now fixed.